India, or Bharat if you will, because their prime minister said so.
फ्रेंड, भारत का ये भी मानना है कि स्पेस टेक्नोलॉजी से भारत भारत
Or it was deeply rooted from ancient indigenous history, culture, and even religion of Hinduism itself, of how people of Bharat back then, surviving from hardship and threats from many classes of ideologies against other diverse kinsmen tribes, shaped into unified India that has become to this day through multiple interpretations from various neighborhood nations that interact with them far millennia away and into this day. As Bharat is the true name from national historicity, while India is the formal name from global recognition. Recognition of what? As you can see, India has interesting surprises of beautiful culture, exotic foods, harmonic ritual, and unique design that we can easily recognize their identity. Although most people from around the world branded India as third world nation with one of the worst negativity towards society. Scroll through the internet enough and you will find uncomfortable to horrific issues that makes people worry to travel to India. Bad attitude toward women, hygiene issue on street foods, rampaging scammer tantrum, visa sanity, and even turning President Trump into deity? Nice! But all of that just the bad side of India. There is a decent to quite civilized area that you might think segregation of poor and rich people was just their problem, but one day will become class inequality time bomb. But that's just how normality happen in this multicultural nation with political dominance and social struggles throughout daily life in India. People resume their job, go eat some curry, aggressively interested in a woman, and play games as usual, then go back to sleep, rinse and repeat. But what if one day on Kerala, on an office room, three people with a specific bachelor and job specialization are thinking about something marvel, something thought-provoking, yet the five feels familiar on a daily basis. Let's say a businessman named Jugul was talking to a fisherman called Gaurav and a computer genius named Jerin without one person called Asif because he was busy. Hey brothers, I was thinking something wonderful that will bring fortune for us. What it is in your mind, brother? A new ads campaign? A new investor money? Or, let me guess, attracting new customer based on your childhood experience? How did you know? But never mind that. All is matter that this idea is a gold mine. And what is this idea in your mind? Let's make a profitable online gaming portal website like Western did, but also designed to introduce how beautiful India is into worldwide. Cool. Like, what you mean by that? By portraying a rich culture in honesty, humorous, and even exaggerated way, as Bollywood used to. But also showing our economic poverty through the lens of poor and middle class people, such as using flash games. Sounds good. I like it. Promising enough. Then four of them start working together tirelessly from morning to night, day to day, month to another month, until year 2007, they finally did it. Behold, ladies and gentlemen, GamesIndia.com, the Desi Playground. Anyone remember this website? Huh? You guys don't even know? Well, let me tell you. GamesIndia.com or GameZindia.com, I believe, is an online gaming company that strives by creating and hosting various games, using a squirrel called Papu as their mascot until they change it to Ladybug. As far as I know, there are 4 people that founded this company. I think Jugul Teshari is the founder and CEO, Gaurav Mirsandani as co-founder that also founder of Maxa Group, which raised the funds from private investors to seed innovative projects and entrepreneurs in India, and its gaming portal website, Games India, were one of his flagship ventures. And then Jerin Joseph as genius programmer and Asif Basir as director? Ah yes, director, which has their own specific job desk and ability to run this gaming company. Although based on the name, you might think this company is from India. The answer is yes and no. It turns out GamesIndia.com is a child company owned by parent company called Chayowo, or the abbreviation is Changing Your World. Okay? That actually an outsourcing company that also creating their own games for globally. Why? Because they have two main offices. Sales office in New York that also appear in Bangalore as well, and second, game development center mainly for Indian audience in Kochi, Kerala. I do believe both office not just developing or porting their games on various platforms such as PC, mobile or Mac, but also focusing on flash games as well, introduced by their gaming portal website, GamesIndia.com, and they even had forum back in the day for requesting games. That, well, as you can see, Paris better sense of time and market needs, including GamesIndia.com itself. Very sad indeed. At least they rebrand themselves into Ruby 7 Studios India, but don't do gambling please. And all people who work in this company has moved on to better job and pretty much successful. Good for them. But what about their legacy in GamesIndia.com? Well, I'm gonna review some of them. Specifically, games that depicts India's life through adaptation of game. Yes, you hear that? They are not just making random games for kids or teenager audience, but also for adult as well, with various games that capture India's cultural background, economic disparity, daily life society, and even sexual attraction, which is... Huh? Yeah, that happens, but those games was categorized as Desi games, that I believe as their original IP games intended as arcade game, as they encourage people to post their achievement aka high score to get GCash? Oh, an instant currency. Cool. But since this video only focused on the portrayal games only, other games will be uploaded as normal gameplay video, as usual. That one of them are about parking lot game? No, I'm not kidding. Parking game is one of their best game ever that ranking over 10 million plays on a single site within 6 months. Interesting. Not just that, I also gonna put some context and understanding of what is the content inside those game, if it's possible. So, let's not waste any time and let's see what kind of adaptation of India's life that this website provided to us. March, let's start from alphabetical order. Shall we? First one is not easy but also not so hard as well. Basanti Kanak. Well, hello there, beauty. In this game that I actually don't know which state is this dance from. There are various dance with this kind of settings such as Mati dance or Kalakatam dance, but the closest I can find to depict this game is Chari dance, because the visual clue of desert biome that has deep history behind Chari dance, as collecting water in a chari or a pot is essential to the daily life of women in rural or desert areas of Rajasthan. The Chari dance is performed by a group of women who adorn themselves with traditional ornaments and costumes. Accompanied by Rajasthani folk music, play with instruments like nagada, dholak, dol, and harmonium. The Chari dance is a celebration of culture and art. In this depiction, we have to survive as long as we can by balancing her pot. Sounds easy, but in reality, is not. Press left and right arrow keys carefully according to her movement, but watch out as the pot direction is always as usual in this kind of game. Reverse. Collect all good turban called Pagri for score and power-ups, but also avoid the bad one that gives you negative debuff and even instant lose. Oh, ouch! Oh, oh, what? She's crying? Uh-oh. Don't worry, we have plenty of them for you. Don't cry, milady. Cheer up! that those power-ups are incredibly powerful, such as kind of magnet, shield, and even straight up balancing the pot for her. And so do the buff as well, such as make her pot invisible that literally cannot touch anything even under the buff itself, but still can break apart in the end. It's not a bad game, but really tests your patience and luck, especially on the edge. So yeah, okay game. Next is Bargavi Nilaya. There is a movie with the same name as this game. Is this the adaptation of this movie? I don't know, but let's continue. In this game, all we had to do just match the same evil spirit. Yep, just that. Wait a second. Is that a devil? Vampire? Dracula. I don't remember they migrate to India. Okay, snake ghosts may be referred to Naga race, but Dagini, or Dakini if you will, are kind of complicated being. As she is both of divine manifestation of benevolent goddess, while sometimes an evil flesh and vital essence eating demonis? What? Ah, yes. Typical Hinduism mythology. Things got divine and hellish at the same time. Next, Bollywood. You think this game refers to bowling? Well, hell no. It's a quick decision-making game. My favorite. Just use numeric button on your keyboard, that on the right side, not the upper one. Because I kid you not, I have to use on-screen keyboard to play this game. Yes, it's cumbersome, but hey, it works, as you need to press it at this Bollywood actor and actors that will pop up from a hole. Okay, but do not press it at the wrong one when they say, "Leave me alone." So, are we playing as healthy fans or fanatic stalker? Probably both. Just that, rank high score as much as you can while the game gradually become faster. The only issue in this game is there is no life or chance counter because sometimes if you miss to approve actor, you might lose. But sometimes instant lose when press the wrong button. Kinda ambiguous, but it is what it is. Also, when you correctly giving them a medal, yes, a medal right there, they will do some poses that some of them are my favorite, like this mustache man and cool dude for example. Whoa, not bad man, not bad. But some of them just raising their eyebrows like, yeah, can't blame them. Whoa, lady, don't tease me with your seductive kiss, and also with your booba as well. Not a bad game, but boring because nothing to do in here. Besides just stalking them. Chuck de pata hai. This game, yeah, just check it out. At least no casualties. Based on Diwali or the Papali festival, that the most popular legend of this festival came from Epic of Ramayana, particularly in North India to commemorate Lord Rama's return to Ayodhya after an exile and his victory over Demon King Ravana. To simplify the story, basically Ravana's sister got rejected by Rama, so Ravana kidnapped his wife. Then hire a team of monkey to build a bridge out of floating rock, walk from India to Sri Lanka, beat the crap out of Ravana's face, and get wife back. The traditional celebration from this victory is not as modest as you think. Back then, now people decorate their homes, buy jewelry, utensils, and clothes. They partake in puja, exchange sweets and gifts with family and friends like diyas or earthen oil lamps, and then playing with explosive. Since gunpowder reached India in 14,000 after decade, firecrackers became one of the integrated aspects of this beautiful tradition, but still be wary of its explosion. Including in this game when you use firecrackers to attack the prankster kid. Please don't do this at home. Actually, just one kid named Papu, but for some reason, this kid on the main menu appears too that also will try to hit us. And yes, using firecrackers. Why with firecrackers? I mean we hit them to wreck score, but really? Was that little too much? Nah, this is cartoon, what you even worry about? But watch out, you only have 3 lives and you cannot recover them. This including losing a life with score penalty by getting hit by 3 firecrackers. Or if you hit the wrong target and they will scold you. But some will hit you back with egg. Okay, a little bit smelly, but I take this temporary shame. Not a bad game, but the same as Bollywood. There is not much to do but give those pranksters a makeup overhaul. Circuit in queue. Well, this one is simple yet obnoxious at the same time. You are playing as this tough guy Ted, waiting in line to watch a movie? Seriously? I am not kidding. All you need to do just tap the left arrow key when these people, especially on the front line, moving. Do that until you got bored or fail. Wow, tough inside but weaker outside? Really? Not just that, they add extra pattern gimmick on each level to extend the waiting line. That will try to trick you, believing you are counting the right second that the front line will move. But nope, either these people will immediately push you, or this guy somehow weaker by just trying to cut the line. Dude, you serious? This is not the Korean Stampede crowds that kills many people. This is just a small line. A small line that you order Krabby Patty as usual. Unbelievable. What? Defeated by boobs? I mean those ballistics can knock out fully grown men. I'm serious. Also, I really like there are unique people with different jobs and quirks that you will see throughout their free attempts that portray a small glimpse from this neighborhood. You got various middle-aged men with buffy muscle, office men, Mario, and even this performative male. My goodness, move man, move! Even smoking dude. For kids and teenagers, ladies and gentlemen. For kids and teenagers. Just that, challenging yes, but nothing more. Next is crackers. The same as Jack de Patahe, but let's try to minimize the casualties this time. But however, our target is this, near neighbor wall. Oh no. To play, you need to hold left click to hold the firecrackers, lit them on fire, and throw them into the target here. Simple enough, but the first issue came immediately when you tried to throw them because it is ambiguous beyond belief. There is no indication of throwing power or angle that you can easily know where you're throwing at. Even you might think this is the power middle? Whoa, no, this is the time limit, no kidding. At first, I thought this is power meter or something else, but no, this is a timer. So how can you get the score if as simple as throwing is cumbersome and incorrigible at the same time? There is a pattern to do this by watching the firecracker sprite until they at this stage. Then, immediately release left click while at the range of the target hitbox, and there you go. Took me tennis attempts to figure this out, but hey, it works. Also, try to hit it correctly, but not the passerby. Or... yeah, cook. Not apply on Docto. What? Match? I'm just showcasing it. The game just like that. Chill, man. Or the firecracker exploded near you, or you throw it to the neighborhood house. Yeah, he didn't like it. Not just that, there is also a neat detail if you hit these walls. They are cracked. Wait a second. Wait, what kind of firecrackers that can even damage the concrete walls? This is not firecrackers, this is a bomb! No wonder they got crispy burn in the end. Did Acme produce these firecrackers? Maybe. Also, there is older build that differ from this version that become lost media, I guess. But since I cannot find them, it is what we got. So, just do all I told you until you run out of health. Just that. Next is Cricket Master Blaster. Now, this might be not protecting India's life, but since cricket was so popular, why not? But this game was, let's say, too much preset. Because whenever you have to hit the ball, it's always predetermined hit. So it's about trial and error to find the correct timing to hit the ball, not various strategies to hit them, no free directional hit, no power middle or unique throwing spot, nothing. All is predetermined. That means expect more losing than winning. Good. It's a bad game to be honest. Even one mistake is a game over. Oh, that's nice. Detective Jerry. This one is unique, dumb, and tiring as well. Kinda following the talk of Hollywood movies, exaggerated action as usual. You are Detective Jerry that exterminating bad guys, helicopter, and fighter jet? Yeah, seems normal. By tapping spacebar continuously. Man, makes my fingers sore quickly. But don't worry, there is always power-ups such as health pack, shotgun? Yeah, that is how shotgun works in India. And missile! Hell yeah, now that's more like it. Until it was all RNG. I'm serious, you only have 3 lives and you cannot recover them, while all enemies never stopping to kill you. So you constantly tapping the spacebar endlessly while waiting for power-ups to aid you. The problem is, as I said earlier, RNG. It's kinda annoying while your life's at the death's door, but all help is too late. I might as well already enter Svarga now meeting Vishnu instead. Not a bad game, but only for levels with unique rules and challenge, such as level 1 when you can only move your gun, or level 2 when you can only climb up or down the building to shoot enemies, or level 3 when you must use elevator I guess to shoot aerial enemies only, or level 4 that is endless for you to wreak high score by using plane to defeat both land and aerial foes. You can move freely, but another issue persists from level 1 to 4, and that is instant health depletion. Yes, every single time all enemies doing attack animation or sprite, they instantly, immediately reduce your health without you knowing you got hit. Wonderful. No bullet animation or sprite if you pay attention to all enemies, except this. Yes, this is the moment that whatever you do to dodge them, it's all a lie! You can dodge it, you can evade it, you are destined to die anyway. Good. Sure, you can pick up power-ups to buy you some time, but the bullet hitbox was so small. You might have to hit them multiple times for the game confirm that you receive the power-ups. Yeah, it's okay game, challenging one, but tiring beyond belief, especially level 4 when it has inconsistent hitbox. I am that serious. You can see your bullet sprite, but they were so small you might have to get close to them just to make sure. Also, there is one bug that pisses me off, that if you got hit by ramming any enemies on level 4, there is a chance you got invisibility effect that permanent, unless you use missile to cancel that bug. For some reason. Amazing, truly amazing! A bug that truly handicap you. Brilliant. That in the end, it's a folly mission all along. At least the missile can one-hit kill them. Kill it! Kill all of the bad guys now! Okay game, but tiring one for sure. Next is Falling Tomachan. Whoa, wait a second. Is that Boost? No, I don't like this one. What are you? Oh, jeez! Help! Help! Somebody help! No one? Anybody? Oh, so we are on our own, huh? Please no help us, please. Well, this is it. Because too much cold drinks, let's savor this for a while. In this game that based on coconut production that majorly situated in Kerala, yep, a little boost for our tired work-class worker here. We have to collect various objects to raise your high score, but avoid the bad one that also gives you negative effect. Or you won't reach the target score to enter the next level. Easy enough. Press the arrow keys to move and make sure not to grab the boost or crow, because both objects is a middle finger. Although the cigarette just reduce your score, but the boost invert your movement and the crows makes you slow, meaning you may definitely lose times and patience. Resulting... I did not edit that. Seriously, I did not edit that. He just fall like that. Well, at least not landed with your head.
I knew you'd be fine if you landed on your butt.
Also, nice idea to use your headband as emergency parachute. Is that even possible? Why not? It's Bollywood. At least this is an okay game, challenging one for sure, but that falling segment? Yikes. 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 Hope he can still work after that. Gaddy somehow. Don't get too comfortable, Sonny, because you are on a bad situation. Like this one. Yep, really a bad one. The same as Bastante Kanak, you have to balancing this vehicle endlessly to wreck high score. But let's add health in here and annoying yet unpredictable obstacles throughout the game. Not annoying enough, let's add food to restore your health, but they are pretty rare. So you mostly crashing again and again by pure folly, hit a random passerby, and... cow? March, chill out. No animals harm in this game, okay? What was that? A tire? Oh, a level up sign. I worry it will hit me, you know. And also, is that a tombstone? Who a maniac put a tombstone in the middle of the road? Whatever. It's okay. Dumb but difficult beyond belief. I even only reached level 2 for reaching 300 score. I wonder how hard level 3 of... I don't want to think about it. Next is Gully Cricket. This has the vibe of Cricket Master Blaster but more forgiving, yet preset again. In this game, we play as random poor class kid playing cricket with his friends in a poverty environment. What exactly they are doing? By hitting random neighbor in the face. Alright, now when I said it has the vibe of Cricket Master Blaster, it has the same gameplay mechanic, but instead it has 3 different angles to hit this randomized target. Kinda like shooting gallery, but with sports dim. Interesting. But to do that, it kinda trial and error to find the timing and naturally used to it. At first, it was confusing, but it's simple and easy in the end. How it works? To hit these neighbors, you need to tap the correct arrow keys based on their location. If left, press left. If center, press up. And right, press right. But pay attention to their position. The only way to hit them based on their position is to watch the ball position, as that is the key to successfully gain score. To hit the upper floor, you need to immediately press up arrow keys after the thrower throw the ball. Just immediately hit it. While the center floor, you have to hit the ball at the middle spot. Kinda ambiguous what is middle spot, but after the ball not too far from the thrower, that is my definition of middle spot. While bottom floor, you need to hit it when it's close to you, but don't let it go, or the ball hit the stumps. 5 times you let it happen, or you miss the target 5 times, it's game over. It really strange and unconvincing enough, but it works for how we can hit them from the upper to bottom apartment floors. Also, some of those sound effects when they are annoyed just... chef's kiss.
Ay, ko.
Huh? What? What was that? Is that your voice when being disgruntled? Alright. What? What? What even is that? It sounds like a plane about to crash landing. Why you also exaggerated? But at least not a bad game. But my issue in this game only at the ball position when you want to hit them at the correct position, not location. Very ambiguous yet predetermined at the same time. Sometimes you hit them correctly, sometimes you don't. Next is Hati Nahin Merasati. Oh, now the elephant is angry. In this game, we have to run away from this enraged elephant by surviving the timer until it's over. How can we help him? Click the button quickly to not die as fast. But the game can be really tiring. Except you're using laptop or using auto-clicker, it's a life quality hex. As far as I know, you only surviving for 20 seconds that never increase per level. Like increase from 1 to 5 seconds per level, but nope, just 20 seconds till you bore. Thank you developer. Next. Katra Gadi. This game is brutal beyond belief. Trust me, it is a nightmare to begin with. In this game, you are a garbage truck driver that collect all trash bin along the way in this Mumbai neighborhood. The problem is, as you can see, we are driving recklessly into one-lane road, while the road clearly a two-lane road. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then there is another problem. Those trash bin randomly pop up at the edge of both sides. So you need to react fast while avoiding every vehicles that want to ram you down. Because you have one shot that if you hit them, it's hospital or graveyard. Your choice. And let me tell you, this game is impossible if I don't use this full screen trick. There is no way you can beat this game fair and square while sometimes all vehicles spread blended to each other with either 1 up to 3 vehicles can block both lanes. Oh, that's nice! So you need to camping on one side or changing to other side if possible because this is the only way I can reach high score of 55 without any road incident whatsoever. It is intended by the developer or this is the secret way to cheat the game? Probably both. Okay game, but incredibly unfair and sucks. Next game. Last Action Hero, not to be confused with Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. In this game, Ted copy-paste from a game called Pepsi Next Game. No kidding, literally the same game, the same gimmick. But with one fatal issue. He has 2 attacks, a fast and long one. The problem is, both attacks are randomized. So you constantly playing with luck or try to get the right attack animation for safe results. Because I kid you not, you will never reach level 2 unless a miracle happen. Why? To even successfully break the wall, you have to attack them at the right distance. But both attacks are randomized, so you might get the wrong animation, resulting back to the beginning again. I never in my life play a game that's so hostile, far more screw up than Cat Mario or I Wanna Be the Guy, until this game show up and straight up punch me in the face. For simple yet fatal oversight. How can you screw up a simple game like this? How could you? How could you? But at least the sequel is not so obnoxious. Last Action Hero returns. Yeah, he is older now. In this game, instead running on a Uno, we are hanging on a helicopter trying to survive from any odds that trying to kill us. But both attack animation persists once again. But I saw a little tweak here. As both fast and long attack animation just the same but using legs instead, but there is a consistent range to safely attack all hittable obstacles. Okay, I can play with this setting, evade those electric tower, let's kick some bad guys, bye bye, and zombie building. Why we destroying buildings? I believe we are supposed to be the hero in this game. The title itself, remember? Why we have to destroy any incoming building that one of them may be a public facility with innocent people in there working tirelessly for their family and you just kicking them like that? Have you not thinking if they got killed because your supposed heroic action? I know this is following the Bollywood vibe of exaggerated action of doing extraordinary things, but destroying building? You're supposed to be the hero, not rampage monsters! Oh, well, at least he is safe and sound, but those guys, rest in peace. Not bad, the game is improvement from the prequel, but still annoying as ever. Next oh no! YouTube, please don't put age restricted mark because this part, please? Line bus. I hope this is safe. In this game, we are playing as this dude Ted. See it for yourself. YouTube, don't get the wrong idea. He just gave her a pet in the back. See? We just have to secretly give her a pet while avoiding directly doing it in front of her. You can also move to left and right position to evade her sight, to surprise her of course. Do that to bring the passenger behind her until... yeah, they pay the price. There are only 3 levels that you already know how it works: easy, medium, and hard levels. That I actually feels bad for doing this. I mean, both this old man and ordinary dude got strangled, while the bearded man got a haymaker. A haymaker, huh? My goodness, lady, you had enough, isn't it? And that is the whole game, just a dude with questionable action. Oh, what is this? This time you escape. Next time you may not be lucky. Huh, you got that right on the sequel. Love letters. Instead poking some, we must deliver love letter to various girl in a not so hospitable hostel. Ah, not satisfied with the milk, now you are taking a pet for harem mood. Huh, not bad, man. Not bad. You just have to throw the ladder into various positions this girl at. Simple enough. Rank high score while being scolded by the husband and wife who own the hostel if you fail to deliver those ladders. I guess if you fail 5 times, you cartoonishly got smacked into the shadow realm. Good riddance. Although not like 5 times, because if you fail like 3 times but you successfully deliver the ladder on 4 attempts, that fail counter is reset to 0, so let's worry about losing. Okay, a merciful decision I see. Thank goodness. But not thank goodness that some girl was ambiguous? Is that a mustache? And almost smells like a fan fiction. Does this girl looks like Belle, but badly edited? Yeah, nice try, buddy. Just simple game, but that left hand creeping me out. Next is Madrasi Daba, a game that portraying India's roadside culinary food, but in this game we only serve dosa. What is dosa, you may ask? Dosa is a thin, savory batter bread in South Indian cuisine made from a fermented batter of ground black gram and rice. Dosas are served hot, often with flavorful condiment like chutney and stew like sambar. But for the, budget I guess, we just serve plain dosa instead. To play, we need to serve all customers while waiting for the timer to run out. To do that, we have to pour the batter into the griddle many times as the game encourages you to do that. You can pour the batter at any spot, but watch out if you are not familiar with multitasking. Your dosas may end up burned to crisp and you will lose money or score and eventually customer. Fail to serve 5 customers and you lose the game. And perhaps reputation. So you have to constantly pour the batter, flip them and put them on the plate, rinse and repeat for every day. It doesn't matter if you stack them like so many dosas in there, because even though you lose money by sheer overwhelm or incompetence, you won't get any penalty for any dosas that not eaten even until the shift is over. Ah, merciful decision again, thank you. But not so merciful, as to survive for longer days, all customers will appear faster, but still patient enough, while forcing you to make more dosas with limited manpower. Typical arcade traits. Okay game, but less challenging aspect like different customer with different quirk or patience limit. But the game already okay, so that's fine enough. Next is Mafeli's Day Out. As far as many information I got, this Mafeli character was referencing this Mahabali, known as Bali, Indrasenan, or Mafeli, is a deity king featured in Hinduism. Mahabali is described in early Hindu texts as a benevolent and generous king. He ruled without discrimination and his people were honest, healthy, and happy under his rule. But in this game, he must travel through modern era Kerala where modern problems such as bad sanitation, incompetence, and corruption are thriving beyond belief. But watch out, you only got another one shot again that if you let Mafeli hurt or disintegrates, restart from the beginning. Oh, that's nice. Good. Just good. Only 6 levels that fairly easy, but all the trap and hassles are predictable yet predetermined. Just click Maveli, lead him to exit sign, and you win. But watch out for all the trash that deposit in the middle of the road by irresponsible worker, a rally that turned into riot from both factions. A virus? Is this a virus? A literal sinkhole? Oh, another angry elephants again, and corrupt politicians. Must be looking to save their face with this facade, huh? You just a bunch of bunghole. Not easy game, but still clearable. Or you can use right-click trick to teleport yourself to ease the situation. But why you want to do that with benevolent fair king like Maveli? Shame on you! Me Tiger. In this game, we are controlling the owner of sweet shops that selling various Indian cuisine of sweets culinary such as ladu, guan bebinka, malpua, and gheer. But if I'm wrong, please let me know what name of sweets from these 4 foods. In this multitasking game, we have to serve our customers by filling the jar with corresponding sweets. Maximum 10 for each sweets, put them in the box, and after you serve them with the correct orders, refill them again. Basically serve, refill, profit, rinse, and repeat. Until you are overwhelmed by customers' demand because, again, single manpower. Challenging game, but only one issue that bother me is when you want to reset the switch box because wrong switch number, you have to click this new box icon that sometimes I forgot to do this because it was in the tight spot, resulting me accidentally click the box and give it to the customers, resulting losing a chance. Lose 5 chances and game over. Literally not easy game with tension and pressure like this. But hey! At least I'm playing as Hannes old man selling sweets rather being an angry scammer. Next is Papi in Falling Coconuts. A simple game indeed. Just move your mouse to catch those falling coconuts. And yes, if this is based on that coconut production in Kerala, you are correct. This is how they do it. Back then, now we have technology. Why not use it? Just rank your high score by catching all of those single or bundle of falling coconuts that gradually will become faster per level up. Just that. But the sequel was a little bit of challenging yet kind of buggy. Papi in NS Delivery Boy. After Papi already collecting enough coconuts, time to deliver them to the owner of this farm. By walking through a row of floating turtles that will always distracted to eat incoming fish, we have to quickly jump over them. But why do all of that while you had a fun to build a simple bridge? But his decision anyway, so we cannot complain about it. To play, use left and right arrow keys to move safely or recklessly to deliver those coconuts to get score. Do that until you got bored or careless. Oops, there we go. Good. Simple game, challenging I guess, but nothing more. Next is Sarkar Bus. Oh boy, this is such a disgrace! Why I say that? Look! The bus won't pick you up because you poor and also somewhat their responsibility to run after them. And board it? I told you, class inequality time bomb. Although there is article about free public or subsidized transport for specific cases or everyone. But is this convincing enough? Not when money talks. Or our character is Dalit. Anyway, so we have to catch the bus similar to Hatinahin Merasati. And that means click till you tire and bored. Just that. Curse you, Sarkar Bus! You make me run like Peter Parker. You jerk. Snake Boat Race or Falam Kali, based on the traditional boat race which transforms the state's tranquil waterways into pulsating arenas of competition and festivity. More than just a sporting event, Falam Kali is a profound expression of Kerala's maritime heritage, community spirit, and deep-rooted cultural pride. A village leader, Karnavan or Karanadan, commands the boat, assisted by 3 men paddlers who control its movement with a long rudder oar. The horsemen, numbering 64 or sometimes 128, sits two to a row and propel the boat to the rhythms of Pancipatu, led by a cantor standing in the middle section. But before they performing the race on the day of the Aranmula Falam Kali, the Palio Dams, aka the boat itself, undergo purification rituals and receive blessings at the Aranmula Parthasarati temple before participating. The horsemen, dressed in traditional attire, are escorted into the temple premises upon arrival at the ghats. In keeping with ancient customs, they offer paddy, tobacco, and betel leaves to the deity and then circumambulate the temple, their voices echoing with Pancipatu, creating a mystical and joyous atmosphere. Their oars and decorated umbrellas then placed as offerings in the front of the temple's main entrance, creating a vibrant display of devotion. And so this game was trying to depict this race to be as close as possible to Falam Kali culture itself. And they did it because not just the visual design itself, but how you play correctly to increase your speed. Why? You have to pay attention to this power meter but also following the rhythmic pulse itself. You cannot just stepping left and right arrow keys brutally, you have to find the correct rhythm to become faster and steady. That also at some point on higher level, you have to press the arrow keys at the right time to get a start boost. Following by the right timing and rhythm that I'm not gonna lie, makes my finger tire quickly. The timing can be totally ambiguous because there is no clear indication of how to achieve it or tap it at the right time. So yeah, incredibly beautiful challenge yet difficult at the same time. Just like how these brave men do it in real life. Salute! Katukada, basically the same thing as Madrasida but that sometimes they use cart instead of stall. A roadside street food that offer budget-friendly culinary and hopefully a hygiene one. In this game, we only serve 3 dishes and a tea because budget again. By simply move your mouse to these condiments and tea, then left click to pour them at the corresponding objects. Tea for tea glass of course, seasoning for fried eggs, chutney for donuts, and fish curry for lemon rice I believe. But you have to pay attention as they appear randomly and always not in order. So you need to prioritizing to pour the right side food first such as tea or fried eggs, then the left side one. Because if you miss just one dishes, you still loses a life instead of chances. But it's an okay game, but can be confusing at the same time due to random spawn. Next is the Great Indian Quest, trial version, such simple puzzle game just like Jewel Quest. Instead swapping position, you can move any objects to form 3 row or column when nothing is blocking their path. Although with every action, the game will spawn random artifacts that you need to turn all tile into gold with that. That is also including using various power-ups that okay, but it seems not so helpful enough due its rareness. Okay game, but as you can see, it's trial version with deep culture and history of Bharat itself. And the last one is shooting gallery again, but with fan of bandits, train shootout. I think this game based on the movie called Solai on the segment when the protagonist fan of horse bandits that trying to hijack the train. Use your mouse to shoot those bad guys while also shoot the medikit to restore your health. Just that, no other power-ups like Detective Jerry or whatsoever, just an interesting kind of faithful adaptation on that specific segment from the movie. Oh no, there are so many of them. Shoot! Huh? Let's just skip it. And there you go, allgamesindia.com games that trying to carefully portraying India's beauty with honesty or with spices of exaggeration. Overall, an interesting pieces of media to prove that people of Bharat can do better than the rest of the world. I know most people saw India as constant nuisance for society from both inside and outside, but that's just a speck of unmitigated disaster from the uneducated bad side of India's worst people, just like the rest of the world itself. not the one that decent, trying to prove that India is better place for both native and tourists. To show that past experience from once an ancient yet philosophical land with harmonic culture from the past still exists well blended into modern daily basis, technology, and even adaptation from many angles, including from games as medium to show the world that India is still a beautiful place despite the massive negativity they had. At least not all of their game has negativity, as some are bad, okay to interestingly accurate, with copy-paste, basic to unique gameplay and mechanic that can be dumb at some point, but still fun. The graphics is okay, not too shabby or fancy, just how I imagine playing a game from a developer with limited resources. But hey, it is what it is that they can offer, and so I enjoy all of them. Decent games for arcades vibe since this website intended as community website to attract various audiences with competition and high score tournaments. And so GamesIndia.com did it despite fallen into obscurity then tragedy. And that's about it. Thank you for watching and see you on the next video. Ciao!